Okay. Good evening, everybody. Uh, Sorry about yesterday. The talk was very, very bad and had to end the classes. But today, thanks to Unicorn X, as she helped out with the technical part, and thanks to her, we are able to run live without network issues today because we're actually streaming from her device, which is all the way across to London, and yeah, she's helping us stream from Nigeria here. So you guys have to thank her for being of big help. So yesterday, we tried explaining what HTML is and what HTML stands for. So for starters, I'm going to be typing it in here while explaining it. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it's just like HTML is just like a human with just a skeleton. The HTML is the skeleton of every web page. HTML, the web page is good as nothing. The web page wouldn't exist. So every single code that is written for a website or a web page, it gets translated to HTML before being displayed for every client that sees it. So without HTML, there is nothing like a web page or a web app. So with that being noted, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So HTML code, you will need at least a code editor. You need a code editor. Remember the last time it's setting up Git and setting up our uh, coding environment. You guys to install VS Code. I sent you guys the link to install VS Code, and for those using their mobile phones, I sent you a link to install code editor. So your editor or your code VS Code going to start off our first. I hope you guys are excited because I am. Like I took the whole day trying to arrange this class with uh my fellow dev unicorn stakes. So she helped me out a lot. So let's start. So you first of all have to type of document using this key type. So doc type is going to be HTML. This tells the browser that comes after this should be treated as an HTML file. So this is called a basic tag. So first of all, I'm going to tell you guys, teach you guys about tags, what HTML tag is. That HTML tag, you can actually add any element on the
Ladies and gentlemen, it would seem we are experiencing some audio technical difficulties and we will be back with you soon.
Some disturbing issues. I think my NEPA took my light. Sorry, we are not back yet, but I'll try as much as possible to explain things and wait for the NEPA to bring the lights back. I'm so sorry about that. So let me see if I can share my phone screen to see if I can share it and then code from here so you guys can see. Oh God, I cannot do that. I'm so sorry, I cannot share my screen from Discord here. So we're just going to have issues with that. Let me try the Discord web. Okay, so back to explaining what basic tags are. Basic tags are HTML tags that helps us put in the HTML elements, and without them, we cannot be able to put HTML elements or render HTML elements to the web. So without the HTML tags, we are just as good as nothing. We are doing nothing. So in basic tags, they have an opening tag and a closing tag. Sorry, we'll be back soon in a few minutes. Let's wait for them to on the generator and then we'll be back. So back to what I was saying. So in basic HTML tags, they have the opening tags and the closing tags. While some tags do not require that you have to close them. Such tags like the image tag, the break tag, the horizontal rule tag. Those tags do not require that you have to close them for them to work. So, but for other tags like the H1 tag, the H3 tags, you need to close them before they can be able to work on the browser. Sometimes browser just interprets it as a plain text. Sometimes the browser actually interprets it as an HTML element. So the HTML tags, they have different tags like the table tags. I'm so sorry that I can't be able to show you the screen because of the light issue that just happened just now. So, but we just have to make do with what we have. Okay. So, what was I saying? With the HTML tags, the first tag you're going to write in your HTML is the HTML tag. Inside the HTML tag, that's where you have all your HTML codes, both the body code, the head code, and everything. So I'm still working to stream from my device, from my phone, so I can be able to run and show you guys everything. But for the meantime, we have to use the voice only and wait for them to on the lights back. So with the head HTML tags, inside the HTML tags, you can only put the whole code inside the HTML tags with the opening and closing of the HTML tags. So after that, the next tag that comes on is the head tag. Inside the head tag, you have your codes for the metadata. In the head tag, your browser will not be able to show the codes that are inside the head tag, but can only show the codes that are written inside the body tag. So the head tag is just like it's only visible. The head tag is only visible to the browser and to whatever system you are using to show the website and the web page. So inside the head tag, that's where you have your title. Your title is just like when you're writing let's say you are writing a textbook or you are writing a letter. You have the letterhead and the letter title. So that letterhead or the title of your textbook is what HTML also uses to output the title of your website. Oh yes, the light is back on. Okay, let's give it a few minutes. So the title is what the browser sees. It will show it at the top of your browser of your web page, telling you the name of this website or anything relating to the website. So after the title, okay, I'm just going to play a pause here and share my desktop screen so you can see my screen. Sorry about that. The whole universe is working against us with this project. Yesterday was thank you. So okay, thank you. So back to what I was saying. We have the head tag. Inside the head tag, that's where you put your external links, your all the metadata that are containing in your website. That's where you will get all of them. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and show you guys the output on what it will look like when you actually run the code and you get to see it. So, but for the meantime, just listen to my voice and look at the slides that, thanks to Unicorn Sticks, we are able to see when even when the lights are off. So, hopefully today is going to be better than yesterday. Hopefully. So my system is back on. Let me launch the VS Code and show you guys as quick as possible. Okay, so back to what we are saying. Okay, let's look at the history of HTML before to let the system put on. Let's look at the history of HTML. HTML started in the year 1991. It was first built by Berners-Lee in the year 1991, and it was called HTML 2.0. Just like we have Web 2 and Web 3. Some of you have heard about Web 3 and Web 2. Some have not. They are just different versions of the website of the web. So the first HTML that was built out was HTML 2.0 in the year 1991 by Berners-Lee. So, but now we are currently running HTML5. So you see how far we've gone from HTML 2.0 to 2.3 now to HTML5. So in the year 2012, that was when the HTML5 version was brought out. So now for you to actually code a website, like I told you earlier, you need a VS Code, a code editor. You can use Notepad, VS Code, what is it called? Atom. But specifically, I prefer VS Code because VS Code comes in with some extensions that helps you run things and make things easier for you to do and to see. So after that, we take an overview of HTML. So HTML has, like I told you guys a few minutes back, tags. Without the tags, you cannot do anything in the HTML. You cannot render any HTML element of any sort. So you only need to use the tags for you to be able to output them. And the simplest tag of them is the H1, the heading tag. The heading tags are just like your headings in your letter that looks bold and big and underlined in some cases. That's what the head tag does. You use the head tag to tell anybody reading or seeing your website that this is a heading, or they call it title, subtitle, or whatever. In some cases, like letters, paragraphs on textbooks, they call it title. In some textbooks, you see a mini title, the main title, and all that. The main title and all that. So we use the H1 to specify our headings in our codes. I'm still sorry, my system is taking a bit of time to boot. So we're just going to wait a little bit time so we can get into the practical work. So for as we were saying, Okay, as we are saying, so to learn HTML properly, you first have to at least memorize the basic tags that helps you do basic things in HTML. And throughout this teaching of our HTML, we are going to build projects. We are going to build a static portfolio project using HTML, Bootstrap, and CSS, and it's going to be fun. So just hang on and make sure to follow all the courses and all the lessons. Make sure to come to all of them. So, and also this video will be recorded and you have access to it via the YouTube and the YouTube channel. So thanks to our friend or my co-developer, we'll be able to have all of these things in a YouTube channel even after the stream. So if you miss some of the classes, you can still go back to the YouTube channel and look at it. And also don't forget to subscribe. I also share the link of our co-developer so you can follow her and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Then you can see how other coding works. So with that being said, let's continue with what we are doing. So first, now after that, you are going to write the first HTML structure. I'm sorry, my system is still booting. We write our first HTML structure. So that's when, remember, before the system went off, I showed you guys how to declare the doc type. The documentation type is the doc type HTML. They're just telling the browser to render whatever that comes after this thing as an HTML element. So the browser will look at this and be like, oh, they gave me an instruction. And the instruction is to render these things as HTML elements. So let's go. Let's take ahead of it. It's just like you're at your boss's office or you're at work, and your boss now calls out to you and say, hey, you, go downstairs and get me a cup of coffee. Your boss was specific. He told you to go downstairs and to get him a cup of coffee. So you already know what you are going to go get. It's a cup filled with coffee. So that's just the same thing as the browser. You are telling the browser to treat this file as an HTML file. So to write an HTML file, you need to add an extension. I hope some of you guys knows what extension is. Extension is, the file extension is an encode, a code type that tells anything, either the file manager or the browser or your desktop or your phone or anything, that this is the type of file. So like just like your image, when you are loading an image, you see .jpg at the back of your image name, or some of them you see .png at the back of your image name. That's the same thing that happens with HTML. So your HTML can have any name at all. You can name it whatever you want. But after naming it, the back of it should contain .html. That is an extension of the file. It's telling whatever that is going to load that file to treat this file also as an HTML. So apart from that, the file will be treated basically as a text. It just be treated and printed out as a text. The browser or whatever that is loading it will try as much as possible to load it or convert it to a text. So yeah, finally the system booted, and let's switch to the screen so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, so let's switch to the screen so you guys can see what's actually going on with it. Okay, in a
Let me share my screen so you guys can see now. I'm sharing the screen. Sorry about the delay and all of that thing that happened earlier. It was due to, Nigeria now. I'm not having constant light. It's not our fault. And besides, we can't afford to get all those external powers and everything. So we just have to make do with the things we have, being that this whole thing is free and all. So yeah, okay, I think we are live. Okay, great. So can you guys see the screen? Screen. Okay, we are back, uh, and we are live. So let's get over to it. Here is the doc type. I'm trying to guide out. This is the screen to the doc. So thing you here right. I'm actually going to create a new HTML file. So we'll be able to save it even with the extension and everything. So you can see it and see how it. Okay, so for go back, remember the folder that we got in there from our yes, this is the password folder. So this was the folder we in account the other day. So now I've gotten this account. So let's create our first HTML file. We go here, or we click here, and then we click plus sign, and we create our first create our there. I told you guys a few minutes by the extension. This will be text HTML. You can see once we added the HTML, this thing came up here. And without the .html, you see it is treating it as a usual file. So it's telling us that this is not a valid file or folder name. So we do .html and we click. So that's just it creating your new file, your first file. Okay, so here is the file that we created. Now we're going to write basic HTML structure, which is this. The first thing you do is write the doc type. So this yes is for code like for us to so you write doc type. Sorry, doc HTML. This is the first thing you write in any of your email page. And after that, you write your first HTML. So this is the opening tag. Every tag, they have an opening tag and a closing tag. So without the closing tag, the browser wouldn't read properly what's going on with the HTML. So this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. So after that, the next thing you write is your head tag. Then after head tag, you close it. Remember, close the head tag. Now close down the head tag. So now let us create our title tag. Remember, you guys, that a few minutes back I told you guys about uh the type which the browser or the user what the website is all about. So title, you write title, and then you close title. Okay, you open and close it. Okay, so now the first thing you do, or the next thing you do after writing this thing is to write whatever it is that you write whatever it is. Okay. The next thing you do is you write whatever it is that what is that you want the browser to display. So let us first HTML page. So writing this, this is what the browser will display. So let us run it and see what's up and see if it's actually going to show. So okay. Not out. Okay, it's bad and ending us. Okay, network bad. So yeah, very, very, very bad. Okay, yeah. We're back online, active. So now that you have created this title page, now you have created this title, let's run it and then see if it actually. So to run it, you just, but I prefer using okay. Yeah, there you go. I prefer, I prefer using this thing. So now that you have created that page, I have been like okay. Actually, the running I prefer running it from I downloaded it. But VS Code can help us run these things directly from the VS Code. Can help us run this from VS Code. I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. So let's go on and run this thing and see what. Sorry about that. It's going to load. It's going to take few minutes, and it will load. Okay, let's wait for it to load. Okay, I'm just going to open up the browser myself, and since it's not going there, I'm just going to open up the browser myself and watch it load. Okay, so while we wait for this thing to load, about all because this is because is it called, the network was pretty bad and with is let's go and fix it before you against us, but we are still going to go on regardless. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, I'm just going to open up the browser myself and okay, that's great. Yeah. Chrome is taking so much time to load, so I'm going to do it that way. Okay, for this thing, I have what we call this is because the network was really bad. I think Chris, yeah, Chrome has finally opened. Okay, so let's open Firefox. Okay. Sorry about all that, folks. Let's continue and wait for that. Okay, so while we are waiting for it to load, we can go ahead to write our first output. So to need your part, your body, that's where all code will be in. That's where everything concerning your web page, both the heading, the tables, everything. This is where it's going to load. Okay, finally it's back. Finally, so remember the title that we added and we wrote my first HTML page. This is it right here. This is it right here, showing up right here. This is it right here. This is the HTML, the title that we added. This is it. So let's go ahead and write our first HTML file. So to do that, you have to include your body tag. So your body tag is like is your entire body in short. This is where all your code is going to come in. This is where all your code is going to come in. In the body tag, let's create our first heading tag. So with three tags and what it so in they have different headings. They have H1, they have H2. Let's write something and we can explain it and then you guys can see the difference between all of them. Okay, let's say this is a H1 tag. You let's always close your tabs. Then write H2. The H tag H1. So we write H2 tabs. So you can see the difference between the different tabs. And we have the train tab. Right the tab. The history tabs. Then we have the H1. Okay, let's open and it's the numbers in it. So we just have to copy. Okay, let's copy this guy. Control C. Okay. Sorry about all that. First, Control V. Swear the whole universe is against us today, but we will scale through. But the fact that we are here and we have it audio, we will scale through. But now we have H2, H3. Let us change. Let's change it and about that. Okay, we go H4 and then so on and so forth. So the rate from H1 to H6. So when we save this file now, let's go to our browser and refresh. And then let's see what happened. Okay. Can you guys see it now? One, then the H2, the H and the H4. The lower the hashtag goes, the smaller the so let's use what something for a sort. It goes after writing your head, your title, you write your paragraphs. So clear this out. Let's clear this out, and then let's write our first paragraph. So to write our first paragraph, you start with the P tag. P paragraph. So whatever you write in this your normal paragraph, you know how you're writing your letter or you're writing a textbook or whatever, and it's got the letters, the words get cut into segment. This is what you need paragraph. So now we have this paragraph now. Close it, and then you can put whatever text, whatever you put inside there will display as a text. So let us put some demo text and display it on our browser. So I'm going to change and to welcome to developers so that I can go in line what we are doing. So we go welcome developers hub, like that. Okay, sorry, I put the U to be smaller. Okay, yeah. Just like that. So here um is our first uh class. Even though we face some issues getting online, we have to say let the browser see what's happening. So now we have saved it. Let's go to our browser and let us refresh. Okay, can you guys see it now? So this is that thing we wrote here. It says welcome to Developers Hub. This is our first class on HTML. Even though we face some issues getting online, but still we got it to work and it's working. So now let me to where we paragraphs. Okay, so let's just copy this. Control C and paste it under words. Control V. So okay, let us clear this guy out and then write with the this is the name of developer we set up. So let's connect and network and everything. So she helped me set it up, and we owe a huge thanks to her. So let's save this and let us go back to our browser and see. So did you guys notice that this second one came underneath it and without giving us much space, with giving us much space under? Can you guys see it now? We have a space here. This shows that we are starting a new paragraph. So this is a new paragraph, but also have up to do the same thing. Instead of creating a new paragraph, we can just break the line and start off a new. So let us use the break tag and then let's see. So this is the two paragraph we created earlier. So we are going to create another paragraph so we can be able to test out this whole code and stuff. We're going to create another paragraph that will contain these two words. So instead of creating two different paragraphs, we can create one paragraph, but we can break the text. Sorry about that. We can break the text into two segments using the break tag. So remember I told you guys earlier that some tags does not require closing. So this is one of tags that does not require closing. So all you have to do is type this and then sorry about that. Just type this and it will break. So anything you paste after this break tag will start on a new line. So let's save it and then let us go back to our browser and check it out. So when we refresh, can you guys see? It's practically the same thing, but the difference there is the new paragraph gave a huge space than the other one. So you see that this one right here, this one right here is the one that I was using the break tag to this one is using the break tag to is using the break tag to break the sentences into two different lines. So now we are done with HTML paragraphs break. So now let us on our of our text to the center of the page. So now let us try to get this H1 to the center of the page so that it won't look some sort of awkward and all that. So there is a tag that you can use to do that. It is called the center tag. So we're just going to delete all of this so we see more space and it doesn't confuse you. So for us to put that thing, this guy now, for us to put this H1 to the center, we use the center tag. You can do that by simply typing center. So sorry about that. I think that's an error from my side. Okay, let's close it and see. Okay, I think my VS Code is messing up. So okay, my VS Code is typically messing up. All right, let's try it again. Let's see if it pops up the right syntax for it. Okay, basically I think it no longer supports the center tab because if it does, it should have okay. So basically the center tab, okay, here it is. It's my this thing that was just messing up, but I think it should work now. So when we save it, you have to put whatever that you are typing inside the center tab. And when you do that, it's going to tell the browser that you want this element to appear at the center of the page. And if I see it now, in at of the page, the page one is at the now treats things. Please touch hack treats the horizontal. The horizontal is also one of the tags that does not require you to close it. So now let us get back our paragraph. Remember the paragraph we used the other time here. Let's put this paragraph here and let us close it. Okay. So now that we created this thing now, let us use the break to register so we can be able to see the roof. So now that you have created this tag now, let us put the horizontal, sorry, let us put the horizontal rule. So let's see what the horizontal rule does. You simply type HR, and that is it. HR, horizontal rule. What it will do is it will draw a straight line. It will draw a straight line across the web page. Wherever it is called, it will draw a straight line across the web page. So let us save and refresh and see if it actually works. So yeah, can you guys see here? This is it. This is the horizontal rule. You see this straight line here? This is what this is what this HR is doing. This is the work of this HR. What it does, it will draw a straight line across the web page. So with that done, I'm going to go ahead and do what we call text formatting. Formatting text with H. So by, by first, so let us use the italics. So okay, let's use a bold tag. So to add a bold tag, you just have to enclose it in the B paragraph. So doing your what called your Microsoft like the text code. Started text the name of the product so and that's all done that let us show is actually working. Okay, yeah. I guys see here now. Unicorn name, though it's very hard for me to pronounce, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. Her name here is bold, just like one tag. But you can use another text or another tag to make it also to be bold. So we can use the strong tag. So let's say strong and let us close it. Let us switch and let us refresh and see if it actually works. Yeah, you see it now. This guy that we put inside the strong text is also like the guy we put in our bold text, in our bold tag. And both of them look similar to the H1 tag. Both of them are same bold. They are bold, just like our uh, like our hashtag. So now that we are done with the bold and the strong tag, let me show you guys about the one they call italics. So to have an italic text, we just have to write an I tag. The I tag tells the browser that whatever text that comes after this should be treated as an italic tag. So when you do that, you have put the I tag. Let us refresh. You will see that this her name also just bent sideways. You remember how you do your stuff with your Microsoft Word and it gets bent by the side, what the italic stuff. So it bends your text and that's it. So okay, also let us also treat the underline tag. So to get the underline tag, you just have to use a U. Just write type U. Just like the I tag, just type U. And when you do that, the text that is inside that U tag will be underlined. So let us refresh. Yeah, can you see it here? The same text has been underlined because it's in the underline rule. Okay, you guys just see the screen. So with that being said, let us go ahead and create our first segment. So we have this tag they call a if create sections of our code, like sections of web page. So to do that, we simply write the tag div. Okay, let us delete these and let us delete these, and then you can be able to see the page better. So let us delete this guy. Okay, great. So now let us write for hash. So to do that, sorry, to write our first div, write a div, and then remember to close it. Remember to close it, and then we close it. So when you close it, whatever you put inside this place will be displayed as a section or a segment. So to do that, sorry, to do that, I'll write a div, and then remember to close it. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Let me try to enlarge. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to try to enlarge the screen on the next class. I'm so sorry. Let me just see if I can do that from here. Okay. Let's see. Nope, not that. Okay. Let's go to settings and let's increase uh the text. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, let's increase this text to uh 25. Okay, let us save that. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, that's it. So we have changed the text size. Let's see. Sorry, let me see if it has changed. Okay, yeah, it has changed. So let us go back here and see. Oh yeah, so that you guys now have a better view of my screen. So for those of you that say the screen is small, increase the size and it's not larger. See what I'm doing. It's not larger, so you can really see what I'm doing. Also, if you can't see properly, just increase your screen resolution and things will be better. So let us get on with it. So inside this div right now, you can you can write whatever you want in the div, and it will be displayed as a section. So let us start by creating our first static page. So this is going to be an about me page. So this is going to be about you and about this is what we have learned to this now. So remember we wrote our H1, which is our heading tag. So we are going to put the H1 here. And we are going to write the title of our page should be about me. We're going to, and then after that, we are going to come down here and then we'll write a little bit paragraph text. So now we have started the paragraph. We start by my name. My name is, we are saying my name is, I want to make sure everybody, everybody is seeing this, the, what is it called, the page, knows that my name is an important something. So I'm going to put it in a, what is it called, in a strong bold tag so that anybody will be this is an piece of vision. So this is a, so I'm going to have, okay, let's first of all paragraph. I strongly suggest that you open your tab immediately so that you don't forget about. You open the B tag and then we click it, and then the B tag. One closing the B tag, we're now right inside. So my name is Ifediba Emmanuel, whatever name you use you want. So I'm going to write Ifediba. Okay, so this is going to be bold. Bold. So after that, say how I'll say I there, and then use to also view the information and so I okay sorry but writing is years old, sorry, that's 3 years old. So we close our I tag, sorry, we close our I tag and we save. Don't forget to save your work, people. Do not forget to save your work so that you don't lose it by any chance. So now I've written about me and how my name and how old I am. Let us go and check it out and see if it is looking nice. So let us refresh. Okay, so you guys seen it now. This is about me. Um, it says here my name is Ifediba Emmanuel and I am 23 years old. Okay, so now let us go and create a new segment of this page. So now we are going to write a div, another div. Remember I told you guys divs like sections of your page. So we're going to write another, we're going to write another div. And while we have to write, okay, this new div is going to be um my background or what I am or who I am or what I'm doing. So we're going to write our normal H1. Okay, for this H2 to differentiate it from the first one. So H2 uh say here okay error signals who I am. Let's bring it on capital letter who I am. All right. So let us put it. Okay. Now after that, we are going to write some text and we are going to underline and tell the that this is also a good information. So do our paragraph, do our paragraph, and paragraph, we write you want. So write I a developer. So I want to write developer. So I also want to also tell anybody reads that this is a very important part of information. So I'll put a U tag, then I'll write no developer. Okay. Then close after close the U tag. Then I want person and say to be coding 2020 I have in of no okay. So I'm going to break this half over big on my screen So let's just do this. So to show here, and refresh. Let us save it and refresh and see what happens. Okay, we are going to save it and refresh. Okay, so have you guys seen now that this guy gave a little bit of space before writing this guy out? So that is section of our page. So let us add that HR to divide it to make it look more formatting. Now we've added this HR here. Now we've added this HR here and we refresh. Okay, yeah. You see, this looks better now. So we have this and we have this. So with that being treated, let us venture into what they call lists. You know, when you want to go to a market and you write down a list of things you want to buy, a list of things you want to get from the market. This is how we know. So lists, we have two type of lists. We have ordered list and unordered list. So for you to write an ordered list, you have to start with the tag UL. UL stands for order and then close it. So when you type a UL tag, it tells the browser that whatever comes here, we are going to treat it as a list. So for you to actually count the list or check the data site, we have to use the LI. This stands for the list, the actual list. The LI, the LI is what the user is, but that's not what the browser is seeing. So let us write some text in here. So I said I have gained a lot of knowledge in. So let us say some of the things that I have learned so far. So on ordered lists, I'm going to write. I also learned HTML. Okay, let's just copy it so it will be easier for us um, to do. We paste it in here. I'll say CSS, CSS. Okay, so I'm just going to write okay, let's just complete something here so it will make more sense. So I said I'll gain a lot of knowledge. So let me write something. Said okay, we are going to break it here. So it will start in a new line. So let's use break. So to break the test and start in a new line. Okay, so we are going to write something else here. We are going to write I have learned front end. I have learned front end using the following technologies. Okay, so here we are going to see HTML, CSS. Let's add JavaScript there. Okay, JavaScript. Sorry, we are putting a capital letter. JavaScript. And let us add one more, which is Bootstrap. Okay, let's add Bootstrap here. So this is an about me page. Bootstrap. Okay, here we are. So once I save this thing, let us go and refresh our page and see what happens. Okay, so can you guys see it here? Can you guys see? We are having this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. This is called a list. And on that list, that list looks like we have treated an order list. We are going to treat order. So the difference between ordered and the list. So let us go right. Let us dive right in an ordered list so you guys would see. So to write an to write an ordered list, all you have to do is all you have to do is type ordered list. So we are going to create a new paragraph so that we can be able to write the about me properly. So we are going to create a new paragraph. Sorry, okay. And let's create a new paragraph. And in this new paragraph, we are going to write, I have also okay, I'm going to write, I have also learned back end using these technologies. So we are going to make an ordered list. So to write an ordered list, you start with OL. OL stands for ordered list. Remember to always close it. So once we have done that, um, usually, so remember we have after writing the unordered list, we have to take the list of the things that are going in the on list. So let's just copy this guy. Let's copy this. Save us time. I'm going to write it here. So now I learned I'm going to be PHP by God's grace. I also learned Node.js, Node.js, and what else do I know? I think that is pretty much currently learning uh, blockchain. So I'm just going to write blockchain there, but I'm not going to write it anyways. So let's delete these two guys. We don't need them. So let's get it deleted. So let's save Control X. And then let us go back and refresh the page and see the difference between the two things. So can you guys see it now? Right here, in this list, we have it numbered. It's numbered 1 and 2. But here it is not numbered. It is called, it is just represented with dots, 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 dots. But with this one, it is numbered. So that is the difference between the unordered list and the ordered list. Also, if the screen is not clear on your device, try changing the what is it called? What is it called again? Try changing the screen quality, the video quality from your device. It will help you. It will help you with things. So let us continue. So now that we are done with putting our first unordered list and our ordered list, we have practically created our first home page telling us about me. So it's here about my name is Eman and watching about who you say I have a web coding in 2020 average. Lunch from end in the following technology becomes our this. So now this is so much that we're going to treat for today, and we are going to give you guys something to do. So remember, do you guys still know how to Git and GitHub Action? If you still do, I would like you to create a page telling me about you, and things, and then push it to your GitHub page. Remember, you guys, I taught you guys the other day. How to uh, work with Git and GitHub. So this is the reason. So once you are done doing this, I'd like you to share the link to your GitHub repo or to the GitHub file in our community. Also to make the GitHub repo to be so we can be able to assess it and see what's on the file. So with that being said, I think we have come to the conclusion of today's class, and I hope you guys today. So we are going to have our next class on Monday. So to see you guys on Monday, and thank you guys for being with us. And see you guys on Monday. So bye bye. If you have any questions, sorry, before that, if you have any question, don't come to platform B for to questions, and I will gladly I will answer your questions. Thank you and good night. See you guys later. Bye.